But right now, the NASL Coach of the Year and a guy that really has taken the country and the city of Ottawa by storm with the Ottawa Fury, Marc Dos Santos. Marc, welcome again, my friend.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm very good. Marc, I couldn't be happier for you, but more importantly for all your staff on the accomplishment. Talk about when you got the news today about being named Coach of the Year. What went through your mind?
Yeah, the first thing I thought about was you don't achieve this alone. You know, you need a great group of players behind you, players that want to win because they make you definitely look better, and a fantastic coaching staff that everybody works very, very hard. You know, Martin Nash, Phil Dos Santos, Bruce Grobelard, Darko, our human performance department, medical staff. It's all people that make you better and help you win games. So I've been lucky to have them around me also.
Marc, let's go back a couple years ago when this project began, when this big challenge came to you and was presented to you by John Pugh, one of the owners of the Ottawa Fury, and you were back in Brazil. What was going through your mind that you were a little bit hesitant to come back to Canada, and what excited you to take this challenge?
Well, first it was that the club didn't exist, and what I mean by that, it's a club that had they had a PDL team that was going now into another dimension, a professional market, a North American market, and you know, it was bringing pretty much professional soccer to Ottawa from start. And all of that, of the stadium being built, not having a single player in the professional team, and having really to build something and being allowed to put your real identity into a team, that's what really pushed me to come here.
Marc, we had on a guy that you know quite well who helped your squad with 2 goals on the weekend, Tom Henneman, on our show last night. And we talked about many things, but I mentioned to Tom, and I'll ask you this, I for the first time following the Ottawa Fury since day one, believed that on the weekend, on that game, that the city of Ottawa, the game has finally arrived. Not just because of the record crowd, because of the enthusiasm, the buzz, and the knowledge. I believe it finally arrived. Do you feel that way?
Yes, I feel that it took time, you know, since we started at Carleton University, and we had a game in front of 1,800 people, to now playing a game, a semi-final game 2 years after in front of almost 10,000. It shows how far this team has got in such a short period. But it's incredible how the atmosphere in the stadium, when we scored the goal in the overtime, when the ref finally whistled the final whistle at the end of the second half of overtime, all the atmosphere and everything that happened in the city that Sunday night was absolutely fantastic. And it just shows that Canada is hungry for good soccer, and Canadians are hungry to have a good teams of soccer out there, and it showed on Sunday night.
You're bang on, Marc, and I don't think people realize here in Ontario and in Canada how savvy, how intelligent, how really the people here embrace world soccer and understand a lot of the ins and outs, the formations, the different players. I've traveled all over the USA. God bless them. They really don't have, in my opinion, the knowledge that we here Canadians have when it comes to the game.
I don't know. I can't answer you when it comes to that. I've never really been in the United States a lot. But I could tell you that in Canada, we have a lot of culture for the game. We have a lot of people that came from Europe, from South America, and a lot of foreign people. And you can really find a lot of people that are interested in the game, or interested in growing the game in Canada. And that's pretty special for sure.
Special has been your goalkeeper this year, Romuald Peiser. This guy has been lights out good. Big moment for him coming up and all the squad against the New York Cosmos. But talk about building from that back and working on the way out and having a strong foundation with him.
Well, there's no doubt in my head that when you want to build a winning team, you have to build it from the back. You need a goalkeeper that has a lot of experience. We went to get Romuald Pese when he was at Academic of Coimbra in the first division of Portugal. For me, he's an MLS, easily an MLS goalkeeper level. And after that, we started building from the back. We went and get Ryan Richter, that was playing as a center back, or training as a center back with TFC. I didn't agree he was a center back, so we start building him pretty much to become the right back of the team. Mason Trafford to become the left back of the team. We went after two very solid central defenders in Colin Salve and Rafael Alves. We have excellent backups like Drew Becky. And after we start building from there, our midfield with Richie Ryan, Julian de Guzman, Mauro, Sinisa in the middle, and it was really built from the back, and that's part of our success, I think.
Marc, a lot of people are heartbroken, disappointed, and many Canadian fans are stuck in the middle. Julian de Guzman obviously will not be with your squad. I know Julian quite well. He's a top-notch human being and an even better player. And this guy, to me, is going to be missing in this massive, massive game. Talk about it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Tony, with the budget we have compared with New York Cosmos, we need all of our best players out there, and for sure that a guy like Julian de Guzman that has so much experience and has been in very big games, he brings that calmness and he brings that spirit that we need, and it's sad to lose him. It's quite, I don't want to get deep into that because I might be politically incorrect, but I never saw that this happen in the world, a North American final and at the same time a qualifier for the World Cup. It's quite awkward, maybe the NASL has to answer when it comes to that. But at the end of the day, we have to live with that. And a kid like Mauro Eustáquio that has answered so well, also Canadian, he's been fantastic all year. I'm sure he's going to do very, very well. And we have other guys with experience that are going to step it up, like Romuald, like Rafa, like Richie Ryan, Sinisa, Tom Heineman. So we're quite confident. We're missing a big piece, but we have to go on, and we're still quite confident.
Marc, just before we let you go, I think a lot of times people forget. I had the head coach of TFC on a few weeks back, Greg Vanny, and we talked about the people behind him. And I want to talk to you about the people behind you that have been so supported and by you through thick and thin. Obviously, your family, your wife, who does a lot of things behind the scenes to keep that family all intact while you're out doing what you love and bringing home that paycheck for your family. How important is it to have that strong family structure for you to go out there and succeed?
It's the best question that I got this week because it's the first person that I have to thank. I have 3 kids. Jasmine is 6. I have twins of 4 years old. And you need a warrior next to you. Sometimes I'm 10 days without seeing my family. Last time it was 15 days without seeing my family. And, every time you're home, you have to invest yourself at 100%. You have to be present. But you have to feel also that you have people that support and like your career. And I have that. Thank God I work with peace because I have a wife and family that are supportive of my career, that they love what I do, and it's extremely important if you want to succeed. A coach at the professional level, or he needs a wife that supports him at 100%, or he's divorced.
Yeah, you're bang on. Well said, Marc. Before we let you go, Marc, I always want you to talk to the young Canadian coaches out there. What's the information you want to get to them out there to be as successful as you have been all your life in coaching, whether it's young players, now professionals? What do they need to focus on when they are preparing a session? But not only that, when they're talking to these young players who are looking up to them and soaking everything in, Marc?
I think that the first thing a coach needs to have is integrity, a lot of character. And these are big words because you need to work a lot of hours, even when people are not looking at you. You need to have a clear idea of how you would like your team to play. You have to build training sessions, matched with the idea of play that you have. Your training sessions have to be completely related to the way you want to play. And you have to be a builder. At the end of the day, you as a coach, you create a lot of impact in other lives, regardless if it's professional players or young players. So you have to understand that your life has impact in others. So you have to be very careful on the way you talk, on the way you approach things, and those things might give you success.
Marc, you're a class act. You're a true gentleman. I can't thank you enough for joining us, but on a personal note, go finish the job. Bring the soccer ball home to Ottawa. The whole country's behind you. A lot of people support you. You've been fantastic to many people out there, especially the young coaches. And I know for a fact, talking to a lot of your players off the record, they enjoy playing for you. Why? Because you are a player's coach. You treat them like men. So again, thank you so much, Marc. God bless, and bring it home against the Cosmos on the weekend, my friend.
Thank you very much, Tony. Nice speaking with you. All the best, man.
Class act. Marc Dos Santos, head coach of Ottawa Fury. Got to meet Marc on a few occasions. I got a lot of time for Marc. He is a real top-notch human being and a great coach, and I wish him nothing but success. In the city of Ottawa, you've had a real outstanding coach there coaching the Ottawa Fury the last couple of years, and this guy, to me, is going to go a long way in the game that he loves and we love so much. So again, congratulations to Marc winning NASL Coach of the Year, and the Ottawa Fury getting to the Soccer Bowl final against the New York Cosmos. A lot of people are pulling for them. I'm one of them.